Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Akwakadash, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and to the Akim around the four corners of the earth in this last days and times, preaching the gospel of Mashiach Yahweh Shai, sincerity of mind and diligence of heart. Yeah, so, you know how it is when you tell our people, man, you can't you can't make this society work in your favor, man. All you have is the word of the Lord, and you should stick onto it, man. And that's why I'll get this quick precept from the book of Ecclesiastes, man. Our people think they could turn the system around, you know, turn a big ship around, man, that's heading towards a big old rock, you know, and it's always as bearing close to the end of the waterfall. Yeah, man. So we'll read a quick precept from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse. You know what? Let's see. Give me 1 second. Let me get this right. Yeah, the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 13. It says, who will pity a charmer that is beaten with a serpent, or as or any such as come nine wild beasts? Yeah, so that's one thing our people need to understand, man. You can't impress the Edomite, man, to change his agenda towards society, because the elites have already decided on what they're gonna do, and they don't want nobody to change their plans, man. Especially Jake, man. They don't want their own people turning their plans upside down. So a lot of our people just need to wake up. So the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 13 says, who will pity a charmer that is beaten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? Not one, you know. That's why the Lord says, you know, should come out of Babylon, that will be not partakers of our iniquities. So I'll play the clip real quickly. You understand, man, that our people just drink that Kool-Aid and they just run along with it and get smacked by the serpent.
First on CBS This Morning, we're hearing from a former Facebook employee who says the tech giant has a diversity problem in its hiring practices. Rhett Lindsay claims the predominantly white leadership at Facebook has created a toxic work environment focused on quotas based on race. Separately, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is looking into Facebook's hiring methods. The social network tells CBS This Morning that increasing diversity at the company is a priority.
You see that yard? It looked like a spot. It looks like a place in a dystopian future, man. Just walking around, it looks like a Twilight Zone, man. It looks like it's what you call the compound.
National correspondent Jerika Duncan is here with more on that story. Jerika, good morning.
Michelle, good morning to you. Lindsay worked at Facebook for just under a year. He was hired in 2020 to recruit diverse talent. But Lindsay says he quickly found the company's recruiting tactics troubling.
So the goal was to truly work at a company where I can have great impact. And I thought at the time that Facebook's platform was the place where I can do that.
But when fully embedded in his new position, 32-year-old Rhett Lindsay says he discovered what he calls a problematic workplace and a culture focused on quotas.
It's the issue of not reaching out because you're possibly the best fit for the role. It's reaching out because you're a Black person and all I'm caring about is trying to hit my metric goal for the week on how much outreach I've had to diverse candidates.
And does that translate, though, into people getting jobs?
So, not necessarily.
And is that the problem for you?
That's the problem. And what I would normally do is start off by the skill set.
Lindsay says he reached a breaking point last August when a song repeatedly using the N-word was played during an online diversity recruiting meeting.
It goes back to leadership. They deemed that okay to play that in a diversity recruiting meeting. Where the be at? We're talking about trying to find Black talent, and you're playing a song that says where the be at.
How hurt?
What'd you expect, man? You know, folks will have to give the KKK and all these white supremacists, a bad rap. But hey, you know what? The hate, the hate has, has permeated, the so-called boardroom, the so-called conference room. It has, it's in the halls of Congress, the corridors of power. It's on the golf course, it's in the bowling alley, it's in the daycare center, it's in the, the police lockup, it's in your courthouses, it's in your grocery stores, it's in your fashion stores, your movie theaters, on your radio. It's on your knees. So our people just need to wake up and stop thinking that they're in a wonderland, man, that they can change the course that the Lord has already set for Babylon to be destroyed.
Were you by that?
I was extremely hurt. I felt betrayed by the company that I was proud to work at.
CBS News reviewed the video and saw messages Lindsay posted that everyone could see, voicing his frustration. In one message, Lindsay wrote, "Why are you playing a song that is literally saying the N-word? Come on."
I was leaving live comments that the person that led the meeting could see. People could see, and there was people leaving reactions to my comments.
Lindsay says his comments were not addressed until the meeting ended. And the apology didn't come.
Yeah, so that's how it is, man. When you're in this so-called corporate environment, man, that's a den of serpents, man. Folks are willing to stab each other in the back to move up the ladder, And read a quick precept. Book of Sirach, chapter 27, verse 1. Many have sinned for a small matter, and he that seeketh for abundance will turn his eyes away. That's how a lot of people are, man. Hey, no victim, no victim, no harm. That's exactly the mindset, because words carry weight. One of the dangerous ways to tear a person apart is with sharp words, man. And when you introduce poison into a so-called professional environment that's supposed to be taking care of people's needs and making people, whole and and productive, it just messes up the whole vibe. Then verse 2 says, as a nail sticketh between the joinings of the stones, so doth sin stick close between buying and selling, because there's always going to be an opportunity for one person to try to get over another person, man. Either the buyer is trying to, use some fake currency, the sleight of hand and all that stuff, shoplifting. The seller is trying to, how you say it, man, use diverse weights and dilute, the product, cutting the product, so that way you could make more with less, so that's how, people get desperate.
From the white man who was playing the song?
No, it did not.
It came from a Black woman who was on that meeting?
Correct. She spoke for the majority. It was, we apologize, we're sorry.
In recent years, Facebook has publicly pledged to put a greater emphasis on diversity and inclusion. The company's 2020 diversity report shows the social network has been slowly increasing representation over the past 7 years, from 2% of employees being Black to now 3.9%.
All right, so they say the social network. What's a network? That's basically a snare, and Facebook is just a tool of the elites, to keep tabs on the people and to manipulate the minds of the people. And that's why a lot of people are waking up and they're just moving on to other platforms, and the elite are upset about that. That's why they pushing on Amazon, man, to pull the plug on all those other platforms that they see as competitors, or as a viable alternative to Facebook, a viable alternative to YouTube and all that stuff, because they want to control the people, and the people are taking their minds somewhere else so they could get proper and correct information. So the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10 says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humbleth himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. Yeah, so you can't change the serpent, man. Whatever the Most High has made crooked, who can straighten, and let me get that precept, man. That's what it's all about. And yeah, let me read that precept real quick, man. So this book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 13. You know what? Yeah, I read it. Consider the work of the Most High, for who can make that straight which he had made crooked? No one. So there is no, I'm trying to contribute to society to make everything get better, to have a level playing field. That's not what Babylon was made for. Babylon was made to be a crooked place, and the elect just have to walk a straight and narrow path, so that way you don't get carried away with this crookedness, man. Okay, so that's the point there, Akim. There's no way you could be a charmer of this serpent, man, because if you get jacked up, hey, that's on you. That's why the Lord has already said, drink waters out of your own cistern. Learn to, stick with the just. If you got any problem with your own, with your own so-called people, don't go before the unjust. Judge among yourself, build among yourself, just like brothers do it. Brothers supporting each other's businesses. That's the mindset to have. So that's the point that Akim Abaratus would get out of Babylon and stop trying to be fighting for diversity and inclusion. Shalom.